front end of the book of Revelation, Jesus sends letters to 7 churches. Those 7 churches are all in what are modern day Turkey. You can go and see many of the ruins of those cities in which they are located. But as he sends these letters to these 7 different churches, what we see are they are 7 churches that have varying degrees of missional health. And as Jesus sends these letters, he gives commendations. These are the things that you're doing well. This is what I like about what you're doing. And recommendations, condemnations, things that those churches may be not doing well. There are a couple of churches that Jesus gives no recommendations or condemnations to. One of those is the church in Philadelphia. Now, it's Philadelphia in Turkey, not Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, just so we're on the same page about that. But here's what he says to this incredible church. It's in the youngest city out of the 7 cities. It had been around for about 300 years when Jesus sent this letter. He says to this church in Philadelphia, "Behold, I have set before you an open door, which no one is able to shut." Now, this city actually had been founded as a way to spread Greek culture throughout the region. And they were so effective in doing that after 200 years, no one spoke the original language anymore. They all spoke Greek. And so here's this little church in a young town that had had an incredible impact on its region, the town had. And Jesus says, "I'm setting before you, the church, an open door. A way for you to step out and step through and impact this community in the same way that the city has impacted the region." Now, it was tempting for that church to say, "We're just a small church. How can we do this? There's so much work to do. Yes, we have this open door and we can see that." But Jesus reminds them, "I know you have but little power." This isn't a slam on them saying you're a tiny little church. What he's saying is you may not be able to do it on your own, but I am. You don't have to rely on your size. You don't have to rely on your resources. You can rely on my greatness and on what I am going to do through you. And then he gives them the encouragement to hold fast. Hold fast to what you have, so that no one may seize your crown. In the midst of this, Jesus talks about the fact that there's opposition in their city that's working against the work that God is trying to do there. Jesus reminds them to hold fast, to finish the second half the way they played the first half. So as we think about our churches today, we just have to recognize that every single one of our churches have an open door set before them. That Jesus sets before us opportunities each and every day in each and every place. It may be connecting with a school in your neighborhood. It may be reaching out to a specific demographic of people who are located in your community. It may be encouraging your people to step out in faith, knowing that they are small, but Jesus is bigger, so that they can step out in faith and share the gospel with a neighbor, with a friend, with a coworker, with a family member. And that together we are stepping in and stepping through that open door that Jesus sets before us. And as a church, you may think, man, we are in a season of struggle. A lot of our churches are. It's a difficult season, and some of our churches are located in difficult areas. But you don't have to rely on what you're able to do. You have to rely on what He is able to do through you. And as you do that, you can hold fast to the gospel, hold fast to ministry, and anticipate what God will do through you. So what's your open door, and how are you going to step through it?